Hey, Tim and Joel.
I mean, is it obvious who our next guest is?
It's very exciting.
Is it
It's like every time
obvious? Is it obvious that Craig Dave was just here on the warm-up hour?
Oh, let it go. Let it ring off.
Oh my god.
I love listening to the artist's song when they're in the room. So let's just...
I know.
Yeah.
Something's happening to my body and I can't control it.
Craig David, welcome to the studio.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure to be here. How are you feeling?
We're wonderful. It's wonderful to see you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
So good to see you.
I know.
Really, it's just, I mean, what an intro like that.
And you're so polite to everybody.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm right. Are you right?
Yeah,
love
you good?
Right.
Sure? You're
Oh,
right.
yeah, you're really nice.
We can break
I
it down.
know.
You're
I
so
like
nice.
American
It's throwing me
pop.
off.
I know.
Like,
I kind of
oh
wanted
god.
you to be an asshole.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what? It's these kind of, I don't want to demystify it, unfortunately. I want to break it down. There's a human under there.
But you know that like you are my teenage years are like anchored in all of your songs.
I appreciate you.
This is so actually crazy.
What was the song though, Ricki? Come on.
Well, I mean,
you have to pick a
I used
favourite.
to sing "Time to Party" at pubs.
Oh my God.
When I was like 16.
I love
Time to
it.
Party, Fill Me In, 7 Days, Rendezvous, Rewind. Oh my gosh, I'm like a weird, crazy fan, aren't I?
No.
I'm one of those people.
This.
7 Days. Oh my God.
The fact you said Time to Party, yeah.
And
which is
Hidden
an album
Agenda?
cut on the board to Hidden Agenda.
Hidden Agenda.
But you know what? Your voice though. Let's let
Stop
it be
it.
known. No. Let it be known. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Can I leave?
Yeah, no, she's got the lungs of a rhino.
Yeah. You can sing, and it's such a beautiful compliment. I appreciate you.
Stop it.
I love it. It's like you can look throwback, but also then look at you just.
But I feel like there is no era of music. I feel like, oh gosh, we sound so old when we say these things. Like, oh, when we were kids, there was no music
Back in
like
my
this.
day.
Back in my day. But late 90s and 2000s, I feel like was like the golden era for proper singers, for proper music, like the melodies and the singers and the runs. I was listening to your songs on the way in today and I was like, oh my God, Craig David can
She was.
sing.
Yes.
I saw her drive in, Craig, and her car was actually moving.
I like that. When
She
you've got a little
drives
sub
hard.
in the back, you've got the whole thing going on.
That shit is pumping.
Wheels have been changed. No, but you know what? You're absolutely right. Though the golden era, it felt like the end of like 90s, 2000.
Yeah.
It was so eclectic with different styles going on. Like you have.
And you
Yes.
liked everything because now I think it feels like you have to like this or that. Now it feels back then you could like it all.
Really, you could, and it's just you. I mean, remember that this is the time of like hip hop with Biggie and Tupac and the East
Yeah.
Coast West Coast thing going on. But you had like 112 with Only You,
Yes.
and Lauryn Hill coming through, and then
What did
Beyonce
you-
and
But
Destiny's
And is the
hooks for
Y2K bug
days,
gonna kill me?
hooks for days.
What were you listening to though growing up though that made you think that this is what you wanted to do? Like what was the song that made you go, okay?
I can do that.
Do you know what? When I heard Michael Jackson's Human Nature,
Stop.
I've got to
I've heard
say,
him.
and then there was a SWV right here that they did
Oh my
use that
God.
version. But when I heard that, I was like, yes. And then imagine it's the era of Michael singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like it was a good time. So definitely in Boyz II Men, End of the Road, all those kind of
Were
tunes.
you always a singer, or like in terms of in your head, were you always going to be a singer? Like were you walking around the house like Ricki does?
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what's
needed
weird?
the mopping.
Do you know what's funny?
I'm going to get some milk
But when you do
now.
it, you still got you. They just even if you try to just parody yourself, you can't. It's
No,
because
you
you
can't.
sing. Yeah, you're a singer,
Yeah.
right? I think it was one
We
of
just
those
went
things.
to lunch before and she was singing the menu before.
I wasn't. Shut up.
I need to get some
I want some
Nobu tacos.
Oh, where are you going for tacos? Love that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the
New
lobster
style sashimi, maybe,
tacos.
you know?
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, nice, yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah,
a little bit soy sauce. That's my
The
jam.
guy told me to not put too much sauce on my
I know.
tuna. I was like,
No,
babes,
and you're-
I know.
Yeah. Leave me to my own devices.
Yeah.
Let me.
I'm gonna put
I'll put
a
what I
bunch
need
of
to put
sauce on this, okay?
How I want it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're an author now.
Yeah. Do you know what? That is a very amazing title to sort of add to. Because I've always
know.
liked to be a musician. You're an artist,
Yeah.
you're a songwriter. Yeah. But author, for me, you can't hide behind the melodies
Yeah.
within songs, which I think is the beautiful thing.
So
As an
true.
author, you have to land those words. You have to be really articulate about what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's called What's Your Vibe?
Yeah, but why didn't you call it
Tuning
What's
into your best
flavour?
life.
It's funny because a few people said, "So
Why
why
didn't
don't
you
you do?"
call it What's
Oh yeah,
Your
don't you love it when people
Flavour?
suggest titles?
Oh, yeah. After
No,
on the
no,
print.
It's yours.
No, I know. It seems like on paper that would be the one to go to.
Totally.
But I think only because it leans away from music. Halfway through, I use anecdotes and stories, and we get under the hood of like Fill Me In and 7 Days and those songs. But then it starts to lean into mental health and depression and imposter syndrome
Yeah.
and lack of boundaries and saying yes when you really want to say no. And
Oh, yes,
and I
been there.
felt like What's Your Vibe was more to tune in. Like I always walk into a room and like, what's the vibe?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Yeah.
And to get people a little out of their heads a little bit and try and help people. I want people to resonate with it ultimately.
Yeah.
I want, like with my music,
But when you say imposter syndrome, was there a moment, do you think, and this might be too deep for 351?
No, that's all
But do, you
good.
think, but do you think there was a moment where you thought, what was the moment where you thought, with your success and success that you earned,
Yeah.
that you shouldn't be here?
Do you know what? It was when, and it was funny, we were talking, we said about like, was I the go-to singing guy back in the day? So yeah, I'd sing Boys to Men and I'd do like the runs and stuff at school, but I was always thinking, you know what, I'm not Boys to Men, right? I mean, listen to the vocalist.
You're like one, yeah. Come on.
Yeah, you know, a guy who can sing, right?
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, from 0 to 100, I'm doing 3 nights at Wembley Arena. And
That's huge.
It's gone from walking up my high street in Southampton where I grew up to, like I said, like in front of like nearly 10, 12,000 people every night.
But what does that feel like?
It was incredible, but I was still looking behind me like, this must be for someone else, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
Because it was only like a...
Who are they here for?
Yeah, like genuine. And
So
that's
you weren't
where...
throwing your weight around back then.
Nah, because I'd like to say I was that guy, but I was just genuinely like, is someone going to pull the wool under, like the carpet from underneath my feet in a minute? Because there's no way I could have just been like with my mates, like just chopping up, selling mixtapes, and then all of a sudden you're like in arenas.
Do you think that makes
that's
you
rock and roll.
value it even more because you feel like at any point it can be taken or can be taken away from you?
Do you know what's funny is that it took many years, and I talk about this in the book, but there was a point at which you have to reach the point where I had to stop and say, listen, those 7 days didn't write itself. Walking away hadn't written itself. So it was, even though I played this is the guy from down the road, local guy, it can't be for me, you know what I mean? I tried to play the two, but actually I did write those songs and I owned it in a way that wasn't egotistical. It was just that, okay, no, I can do this. How many years more do you want to? So how many more people do you want to enjoy your music until you recognise that actually it is you that's doing it?
Because 22 years ago as well was a completely different time. So, and we're here in Australia, which I know is a long way away from home. 22 years ago, we weren't sending texts about like cool new songs to each other. We were finding them almost
speak for
accidentally.
yourself, girlfriend, I was.
Well, 22 years ago, what text did you have?
On the Nokia 6210 or whatever the hell
You
it
sent
was.
Craig David links?
Yeah.
But I think it gives you much more. Like I love the world of music now that we can discover new music very quickly, and I think that is actually for the better.
I agree.
But it also means that your stuff cut through.
I like that. I appreciate you. I think there is something to be said for just that old school sort of songwriting and crafting a song together, which is no different. I mean, that still is the same. But I think there was something about the experiential thing of going out and performing. Because all my mistakes, I did them like out in the clubs. You know what I mean? Like the vinyl was
Like
skipping and jumping.
I do a lot of
jump on a
those.
mic.
You're
quick
like
and
learning on the fly, right?
Yeah. So then when you're in front of like 10,000 people and the thing happens, you're like, well, I'm going to sing a cappella for as long as I can because I've been here before. Whereas I think that's the only thing that if you haven't had the experience, it can bite you in the arse sometimes. Like when you're out there and you're like a deer in the headlights because you haven't. So I'm grateful for those analog old school days.
Yeah, and having the confidence to carry it and just know that you can sing and you can carry it no matter what happens. You can stand there and you can get everyone going.
Totally. And that's a beautiful thing. So but I also lean into the new ways that music's like received and how people are curating things. It's cool too.
Now, we're going to throw the rule book out here because we normally start our show for real after the news. We're going to come back and play a game with you. So we're going to throw out all that goodwill and then we're going to do a proper good radio, old-fashioned radio.
Oh,
game.
yeah.
So
And you're going to finally
break.
hear my pipes, which are very special to Craig David.
Craig David is here.
Yeah.
Obvious is the new song. The new album, 22, is out now. The book, What's Your Vibe, is also around. Craig David playing Joel Driving with us when we come back after the news.
Kate, Tim, and Joel. Nova.